Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Meryl and I teach creative people how to sell their art online. And today's video is a video that I know a lot of you have been waiting for, which is how to use Pinterest to market any kind of printable shop, whether it's on Etsy, Shopify, Payhip, or WordPress, or whatever other shop that you are using to sell printables and digital download items. Pinterest is one of the biggest social media platforms to basically promote anything you want to sell online, and a lot of people have been having troubles hacking it in a way and understanding what to do. Maybe that's why my Pinterest Redbubble tutorial is pretty much the best video in this channel. And I'm not saying just in terms of me, but it's the most viewed video in this channel. And I think it has like 6,000 views already. And when I did the Pinterest tutorial for Redbubble and for print-on-demand sellers, I didn't expect so many people to not know the basic things about Pinterest, that if you dive deeper into social media and learn, those are the basic things, like the alt text description, as well as, the fact that you should basically pin more from Pinterest than from your own ideas. And a lot of people have been struggling with this in terms of how can I pin more from other people than myself? Won't I just be helping my competition? Or what am I supposed to write in the alt text? A lot of people don't even know the alt text exists. It's a button there that nobody pushes on, which in fact, this is actually what Google knows about this product. A lot of people just pin from Etsy, pin from their Shopify store, and forget about the fact that they can actually upload pins that the size of that pin would be more suitable for Pinterest than the size of the photo they have on Etsy. Because I don't know if you know it, but Pinterest kind of likes the photos that you upload to be vertically aligned. And not just vertically aligned, but 1000 by 1500 pixels is actually the recommended size for Pinterest pins. And a lot of people have been having troubles in designing a pin that will look that way. People have been trying to think, oh, I should put it on Etsy, but then on Etsy you need to have a minimum of 2000 pixels. Or I should put this on Shopify, but on Shopify most of the photos look best if they're just an even square, like 1-to-1 ratio. So what are you supposed to do? And I'm hoping that with this video, I will be able to answer some of these questions. In this video, we're going to have 3 different parts. We're in the first part right now, and I'm introducing Pinterest as a way to basically market your printable items and digital download items, whether you're selling them on Etsy, Shopify, wherever it is that you're selling them. On the second part of this video, I'm going to take you to my screen where we're going to actually go over, pin one design from your Etsy store, discover the limitations of that pin, as well as design several pins using Canva. And a little bit before that, just a little board and section progress, like how to set up a board, how to set up a section, for those of you who are going into Pinterest for the very first time. Once we do that, we're going to get back to me, and I'm going to share some insights with you in terms of how you can utilize basically the Pinterest algorithm to favorite you as an account, to think that you are playing nice with the platform by pinning more things from the platform than you are pinning from yourself, and how to do that in a non-compete way. But before we get started, 2 small announcements. For those of you who are watching this video as a live premiere, welcome! I love making these live premieres, and I love the live chat that we have that way. That basically allows me to communicate with you guys throughout the live premiere video. And the reason why I'm able to write down on the chat is because this is not a live YouTube video. A live premiere is a YouTube feature that allows creators like myself to upload a pre-recorded, pre-edited video onto YouTube, and for the very first time we're watching it, we get to watch it together with the live chat. If you do not want to miss out on live premiere fun, you can always check out my Instagram story at may.ahoyo, because I always let you guys know when is a live premiere. I also advertise live premiere hours in the community tab of this YouTube channel, so if you're subscribed, you should be able to see it on your YouTube feed in your mobile phone or on our Facebook group with a link to that down below. The second announcement is about shop review videos. We're having so many shop review videos this month as well as in July, and the next shop review video is coming up on the 16th. You can check out the description down below with a Google form link, which you can click on, go in, and anonymously submit your shop for review. Those can be Etsy shops, Redbubble, Society6, Shopify, WordPress, Art of Wear, Zazzle, Teachip, TeePublic, basically wherever you're selling print-on-demand or printable items. But enough about announcement time. Let's go back to Pinterest, because Pinterest is what you came here for, and it's an amazing, amazing opportunity to basically promote your product. It's a free marketing tool that allows you to passively market your business using SEO, because hey, SEO is pretty much anything. I know a lot of people think that SEO is a part of Google, but SEO means search engine optimization, and a search engine could be pretty much anything. Even YouTube has a search engine. If you go up above and you type in whatever video you want to see, it basically gives you the video that you wanted to see based on keywords and tags and the name of the video, the title of the video, and the tags of the channel. The same goes for Pinterest. Pinterest is basically this huge search engine for photos. And the way that people use Pinterest is by putting things on boards. The best example to explain how ordinary people, not marketers, use Pinterest is by comparing it to the old wedding scrapbook. I mean, in the 80s, in the 90s, in the early 2000s, if a woman was getting married, even before she was even aware of she's getting married, some women even started doing that when they were 16, she had this huge binders with clippings from newspapers and magazines showing pretty much everything from wedding dresses to a way to organize the bouquet and gifts for your bridesmaids and pretty much everything. But if you have a Pinterest account, you could just plan your wedding using boards, which means you'll have a board for wedding dress ideas, you'll have a board for gifts for your guest ideas, you'll have a board for flower arrangements. And whenever you go online and you see something that you fancy, you simply pin it to that board. And that will basically keep that photo in your board while also keeping the link. So whenever you decide to go ahead and check it out and review the 100 dress pins that you put on, if you find a dress that you fancy this time and want to buy it, all you have to do is click on the link and go to the website that recommended that dress or sold that dress. A lot of people who want to sell their things online, whether it's print on demand or printables, when they go onto Pinterest, they just pin the things that they are selling, forgetting the whole part of the concept around it. So what I want to show you after we get back from my computer to talk about the non-compete part is how you can take a concept of what you're selling, how you can take the product that you're selling and make it bigger as a concept to basically create a concept or a niche Pinterest profile instead of a Pinterest profile that just markets yourself, because that is good for the algorithm, it looks good for you, and it just makes a more interesting experience for people who are walking into your Pinterest account. If you've been following this channel for a while, then you know I have no idea what I want to sell on Etsy. I have no idea what I want to sell on Etsy. It keeps on changing. I really want to take on this project and do it the right way, but I really need to be sure that this is what I want to be doing. And I thought I reached that conclusion with deciding to sell coloring pages and coloring books, but I am probably going to do that with PayHip, and I will keep you guys updated on that at the end of the month. However, for this tutorial, in order to show you how to pin directly from Etsy, what I did is just reactivated some of my old listings on the shop that I basically did in the greeting card and stationery printables tutorial. If you want to check out how to make and sell printable greeting cards on Etsy or how to make and sell printable stationery packs on Etsy, you can go ahead and check out the links to those two videos down below in the description. After I'm done pinning from Etsy, which is pretty much just clicking on a button, I'm going to explain the limitations of that pin and show you how I create two different types of pins using Canva. One by choosing one of their templates and one just simply designing it myself because it's very easy. I'm also going to be using mockups that I got from Placeit. You can go ahead and check out the Placeit video down below. It's a great platform for you guys to create beautiful mockups as well as Pinterest pins, because they also have that option as well as designs themselves. So you can go ahead and check them out with the link down below. Right after that, we're going to be going back to me, and I'm going to be talking about the whole non-compete thing and give you actual physical ideas to what your boards and sections should be like. So I really recommend for that part to have a notebook or a piece of pen and paper to write it down. I'm going to be covering coloring pages, stationery, greeting cards, people who sell printable planners, printable stickers, as well as printable wall art, and just giving you the ideas of how to style your entire Pinterest account with boards and sections to be able to pin from your shop, but also from Pinterest without basically marketing or helping out any of your competition. With that being said, let's get started. Go to my computer and have some fun with Pinterest marketing for printables. So this is the Pinterest account that I've opened for PDF coloring, which I have not started yet. It's one of my June goals, and I'm determined to make it work, even though I'm making 30 videos this month. But I think that it's a great option, you know, just to show you how everything looks from the start, for those of you who have never been onto Pinterest and don't know how to do the first setup. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to plus, and I would be creating a board. So for example, this board would be called Mandela Coloring Pages, for example, and create. And it will immediately take me to recommend some of the pins that I can use. Now, I'm not sure I want to use these pins because they are pretty much competing with my business of, you know, selling printable coloring pages. So I'm just going to say done. and click on the plus here to add a section. And here I can add, for example, a section called Printable Mandala Coloring Pages. And also click again, add a section called Printable Mandala Coloring Books if I want to sell books separately than pages, as well as Mandala Coloring Books if I'm selling physical copies using KDP or Lulu for one example. But this is how you basically sort it up. And I want to take you to an Etsy shop that I started an Etsy shop and I had several things on it and I wasn't really sure what I want to sell. So I pretty much deleted everything, but I just brought some of the items back. I'm thinking also to combine somehow my Etsy shop with the Coloring Pages project, even though I'm really looking into having it done fully with WordPress and PayHip. But for now, I just brought back to the store the stationery and greeting cards that I made while making the tutorials of how to make and sell printable stationeries on Etsy and how to make and sell printable greeting cards on Etsy. And I just want to show you the first step of pinning, which is directly from your shop. So what I'll be doing here is just going to a listing and I can just save it using this tool. It will ask me what board I want to save it on. I don't have a board for printable stationery, so I'm just going to create one and it will be uploaded onto this board. However, what it's going to basically be doing is it's going to create the same exact thing that I wrote down here. So whatever I wrote down in the description is going to appear here and I can add notes to it and I can edit it as well if I want to change a section or add a note that only I can see. But I cannot edit the information behind this pin. I cannot edit the alt description or the keywords because those are taken directly from Etsy or from Shopify if you use Shopify, or from PayHip if you're using PayHip. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to close this pop-up window and I'm going to go over how to create a pin, because the problem with creating pins for Pinterest and uploading pins onto Pinterest is the fact that Pinterest has its own size that it prefers you to upload photos on. And you know what? You could just have that size on Canva. I'll just go onto Canva and type in pin. And it will offer me 1000 by 1500 pixels, which is the Pinterest pin size. And there are some amazing pin ideas over here, but I'm just going to click on create a blank Pinterest pin. I can access these templates later on. And let's say we have this template over here, which is, by the way, free. And I want to make a Pinterest pin. Now I'm going to make several pins based on several products that you might be selling as printables on Etsy, on Shopify, on WordPress, or on PayHip. So for example, if this is a Pinterest pin dedicated to selling printable wall art, what I will need is a mock-up of my printable wall art. And if you don't know where to get good mock-ups, I usually just go to Place It. Let's go to Mock-ups, go to Home Decor, where I have beautiful mock-ups always ready. So I can, for example, go into this one, upload a photo of one of my wall art pieces. And for this, I'm just going to use some of my designs. I have several designs that I made, just, sketching away, having fun. Or one of my photographs, now that I'm thinking about it, if you're selling like printable photography wall art, which is also cool. Let's just find something cool. Let's go with the photos that I've uploaded. Oh, this one is nice, although it's probably going to be too big, but I can just upload this one. And obviously this is work that you've already done if you're selling this design on Etsy or on anywhere. And I'm just going to download this mockup and upload it onto Canva. And there are several things that I can do with this mockup because I can just drag it over here, center it, and as you can see, it sort of became this yellow shade because this template of the Pinterest pin basically came with an adjustment for the photos. I'm just going to clear them out. I can make them a bit brighter if I want to. And here I can write down something that talks about this. So if this is a printable wall art photography, so I'm just going to write something like, and add sort of like the link to my Etsy store. Even though people are going to be clicking on it automatically, I can write down printable wall art or whatever I want. And I can also try and style the color to better fit the colors of this design, and obviously the color of the text with it if I have changed it into dark. Another thing that I can do is I can drag this photo, put it here, and basically use this photo almost as is by adding something to it. So I can add basically manually the template that I've seen there. I typed in square. I'm going to take a small square, sort of put it here. to cover some of the parts of this post, of this pin design. And I can take one of these text boxes, ungroup them because they're all come grouped within the template. You can choose to make anything from a template, but you can also do it like, yourselves, whatever is comfortable for you, and just write down stairs. And this is something that you can do with basically all of your wall art. So if you have 40 or 50 printable wall art in your store, you can do the same thing with all of them on top of this specific mock-up. You can also try and choose a different template, and when we're going to choose a different template, we're going to choose a different thing, which is going to be coloring pages. So let's have a look at what people are offering, what kind of templates we have here. I kind of like this template. I think it's really, really pretty, as well as this one. Yes, I'm using the Pro version. If you want to go ahead and check it out, the Pro version, if you're just using the free one, you can go ahead and try out Canva Pro for 30 days using a link down below in the description. And what it says here is Valentine's Day craft DIY cupcakes, but obviously I'm not going to use that. What I am going to do is go to one of my printable mandalas, and I'm going to download one of these as a JPEG, so I can use it here in the Pinterest pin as a photo instead of the dog photo. And let's upload it onto my Canva and just slide it in instead of the photo of the puppy. I'm going to make this heart a bit bigger and this heart a bit bigger because I don't want people to have the option to just steal this mandala away. And what I'm going to write here is printable mandala, Zen coloring, and here a link to a shop. For example, you can also edit this. You can change the colors based on the color templates of your actual shop and what it is that you are selling. If you're not using these fonts, you can also add your logo in. However, I might want to also use a bit of a mock-up here. So I'm just going to grab one of these photos of a mock-up of my coloring page, and I can pretty much add whatever I want at the top. I can actually add the same mandala itself. So this mandala is a part of a mock-up that I made, but I also obviously have the file for the mandala because it's mine. So I'm just going to grab the mandala itself, copy paste it here, make it bigger, maybe send it to the back, and basically design a Pinterest pin using this mandala and adding text here that talks about this being a coloring page. And the way to upload it is actually pretty simple. Let's quickly just download. Let's finish this one. I can't see it unfinished. It's insane. So let's say this was a coloring book, and I can put this text here. I can change the color of the background a bit to fit one of my designs, to fit something better. Maybe to give it a different vibe, and obviously change the colors here to fit sort of the colors of the pencils that she has on the table. And I don't need to have the link to my Etsy store because it's going to be automatically, but I can have a logo here if I want. And let's just download all of these as PNGs. I don't use the Publish to Pinterest automated button. Unzip them. And then I'm going to go onto my Pinterest. I'm going to go to my account. I'm going to click on plus and create a pin. And now I'm going to click here and just add this one. No way but up. Let's add the other one. Let's add my coloring page and add this one. And what I want to do, I'm going to start with a wall art thing, is add my title. So for example, this title is, this is a printable photography wall art. And let's tell people what this pin is while sort of talking about it, but also using keywords and separating them with commas. So for example, printable photography wall art unique stairs photo, printable wall art photo of stairs, stairs in the city, cityscape photography wall decor. And what I like to do is just copy paste this section onto the alt text, because this is what Google knows this photo is. And of course, I will have to add a destination link, which will be a link to that specific listing in my Etsy shop. And no, I don't have a link for that, but I will just be adding a link to the listing from the links up above. You can also just add a link to your Etsy shop. And of course, find a board to put it on. And I'm just going to put in like wall art printables and save. With the other one that I have here, I can just try and name it differently, not printable wall art photography, but for example, stairs, printable photography, and I can pretty much put the same description and the same alt over here and save it. This is basically what you do. You come up with a title, you can pin several photos that are basically about the same concept, about the same thing, and try a different title, try a different description, try a different alt text to each and every one of them. And the destination link could either be to this specific product or to your store. And if you're wondering if you should have it go to your store or go to directly to your coloring page, if this was a single page or a single listing, what I would recommend doing is actually changing the text a little bit here on the exact same design with a slightly different background color, and just having one that goes to the listing and one that goes to the store, and then seeing what you get more, like what kind of traffic you get more. There is a lot more going on at Pinterest. There is a lot more things that you should know about in terms of how you should be pinning, because I've said it in my Redbubble Pinterest tutorial that it's really important to pin from other things. And when we go back to me in a few minutes, I will explain exactly how you can pin from other people in a non-compete way, in a way that I'm not going to pin someone else's mandala coloring pages if I'm selling mandala coloring pages. But I do want to show you the quick way to do it. So for example, if I'm selling coloring pages, I will have a board that basically talks about coloring pencils. Coloring pencils is a topic that relates to coloring pages. So everyone who's going to color my pages is going to need something to color with. And it's a great way to make sure that my profile on Pinterest is about coloring pages by having things that are not competing with myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save coloring pencils into this page. And I'm not sure that I want to save up, designs that people are making, but maybe what I want to do is write down pencil box, for example, and search from all pins. And you have like pencil boxes here. I can also write down watercolor pencils for coloring and pin for them. Some of them is how to use, some of them is where to buy them. And I will just be pinning from this. Like I will just go to here and click save. Going to this one, save it to coloring pages, coloring pencils, I'm sorry. Go to this one, save it to coloring pencils, and just start saving things that are not compete. We're going to be talking about the non-compete and how to basically create the boards that you will need. And I really do advise you to grab a notebook or grab a pen and a piece of paper, because we're going to go back to me now and I'm going to basically lay it out for you for the different types of items that you might be selling on Etsy or Shopify or WordPress or Payhip, basically the different types of printables and digital downloads that you're selling. I'm going to be detailing Pinterest ideas for your boards and your sections, including the non-compete factor that will allow you to basically pin from Pinterest, have your profile rank higher in their eyes because you are playing nice with the platform, while also, again, not advertising your competitors. Let's get back to me and talk about this some more. And we're back to me. And I kind of want to know what you guys think if you're in the live chat or with the comment section below if you're not in the live premiere. What do you think about this process? I mean, just going into Canva and having this mock-up placed in and just using one of their templates. I thought it's pretty simple and it's pretty easy. And the reason why I like it is it's basically like a stunt. So like, you find a good mock-up and you upload all of your wall art onto it and you download it with all of your wall art. And then you just put all of it onto Pinterest pins and just change the colors up a bit and change the text up a bit, like the words of the text, but basically staying within that same niche, that same vibe, that same font, that same thing that brands you over and over again. I do know that a lot of people prefer Pinterest onto Instagram because they're saying stuff like, I'm not good at marketing, I'm not good at showing my face and talking about a product and constantly uploading posts every day and interacting with people. So Pinterest is more like a passive marketing kind of way. However, you do have to actively go onto Pinterest almost every day if you want to make sure that the algorithm favors you and your account will grow very, very fast. It doesn't mean that you have to invest a lot of time in it. You can go onto Pinterest for 10 minutes a day, pin 35% your pins and 65% from the platform in the manner that I will be talking about in just a few minutes. By the way, If you like this video and found this content useful, please hit that like button down below, because every time you do, YouTube thinks, hey, this is a cool video, I'm gonna show it to more people. And subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed. Moving on to Pinterest account ideas based on what you're selling. So I wrote down, for cards, for coloring pages, stationery, planners, stickers, and more, all of which, of course, are printables. So we're just going to get started with the cards. And the way that I'm going to share this information with you, the way that I'm going to explain it is by taking the product and finding the bigger title to it. So for example, if you're selling printable greeting cards, your Pinterest account is not just about cards. Your desired Pinterest account should actually be about gift giving. So for example, you will have a board that is for anniversary celebration and gifts, or anniversary gift ideas. And in it, you will have a section for printable anniversary cards, as well as anniversary gifts for a wife, anniversary gifts for him, anniversary gifts for your parents, anniversary gifts for your grandparents, where you can pin actual gifts that you're not competing with, because what you're doing is selling printable cards. In the same manner, you can have a board for birthday gifts for women, and in that board, you'll have a section for printable birthday greeting cards. You can have a full board for gifts for coworkers and your boss, and then have printable greeting cards for your coworkers, printable greeting cards for your boss, as well as gift ideas for both of them, using pins that you got from Pinterest because you're not competing with them. Another thing you can do when it comes to holidays is do something like creating a board that is called Christmas Gifts 2021. And in that board, you basically make a section for printable greeting cards for Christmas, as well as another section for wrapping paper for Christmas, gift wrapping ideas for Christmas, like DIY, because a lot of people have been searching for them. And the whole reason why you're doing it in this way is not just for the Pinterest algorithm. But for example, if people are searching for DIY, how to package a gift for Christmas, and they go into your account and they find this good pin because you pinned it to your account, and they go into your profile and they go into that section or that board, they can see right there the printable greeting cards for Christmas that you made. It's sort of a way to blog about a topic while also selling your products. If you're into coloring pages and sell printable coloring pages online, let's just talk about the whole world of coloring, because it is a very big world. Because you can have a board for your printable coloring pages, another board for your printable coloring books, but you can also recommend physical copies of books because some people still like a physical copy, as well as create multiple boards for pencils, for markers, for Sharpies, for gel pens, and other tools that people use to basically color those coloring pages. And you can also make a full board filled with coloring that you have done yourself. So just color your photos and just upload them as is, of course, with a link to that coloring page or coloring book within your shop. Let's say you're selling printable planners. And if you're selling printable planners, then obviously the boards to that could vary, because if you have different printable planners, you have planners with dates, without dates, a weekly planner, a monthly planner, a daily planner, planners to lose weight, planners to make sure that you're staying on your budget. With that planner product, your Pinterest account is based on organization and mental health, as well as, succeeding in business. And you could have so many boards of pinning from Pinterest of non-compete items like calligraphy pens or beautiful pens or markers, washi tape, all kinds of stickers if you're not selling stickers, as well as flat out a board for motivational quotes for people to write in their planners. But if you are selling printable stickers, there is so much you can do with your boards. You can have a full board just about journal books, notebooks, as well as bullet journal notebooks that you can basically share from online. You can have bullet journal ideas. You can also add in some pens and some cool things to do with a sticker. For example, putting a sticker in the middle and drawing around it. Basically making that Pinterest account not about the printable stickers, but about the life of a person who prints out stickers to use them. And with printable wall art, you can create a whole Pinterest account that is about wall decor. Printable wall art would be some of it. Some of the boards would be based on the design style that you're making if you have several different designs within your printable wall art. But you can also pin ideas about frames that people can be using, about curtains, or flat out beautiful home design ideas. There are so many beautiful home pictures for pretty much any room. You can also create this entire Pinterest account based on designing a room and not a design style. So for example, the design style with a Pinterest account would have a board on bohemian design, would have a board on minimal design, would have a board on abstract design. But if you're doing it by the room, you can have a board about designing a bathroom, designing a living room, designing a romantic bedroom, designing a nursery, and within these boards, you'll have sections that match these boards. So if we're talking about bathrooms, then one of the sections is going to be printable wall art for your bathroom. But the other sections could be creative toothbrush holders, beautiful shower curtains, and basically everything people would need to design their bathroom. And I do believe that when you do things like that, you sort of create this like mini blog over at Pinterest where people would like to follow. And the more people would follow you, the more people would go into each and every one of these pins, the more Pinterest is going to push the pins that you have uploaded up on search terms when people just flat out search them on Pinterest. I'm reminding you that Pinterest is an ongoing game. It's not something that you can spend 4 hours every day on for a week and then forget about it for a month and it's going to be on autopilot. Just go in for a few minutes every day or for 20 minutes every other day and make sure to keep up with your schedule. Create beautiful pins, whether you create them yourselves or find someone on Fiverr to do it for you, and just keep on uploading. Make sure to pin from attractive pins within the Pinterest platform and not just, stuff that are down below and nobody cares about, but literally pin the top of the search results because these are the best pins in terms of Pinterest. You can also find a friend or someone that you know that has a different Pinterest account for a different purpose that might match your own. So for example, if you have a friend that does drop shipping for beautiful pencils and you're selling coloring pages, you can both pin from each other because that would mean pinning from the platform in a non-compete way. I would like to thank you so much for watching. I hope that you like this small tutorial about how to use Pinterest to promote your printables business. And if you have any more questions about Pinterest or if you have any more future ideas about marketing for printables, if you want to share your own experience or ask more questions, you can do that in the comment section down below. I will be seeing you guys tomorrow for a video specially made for the affiliate marketing niche, talking about the Etsy affiliate program, how I've been using it in the past few years, and what potential does it hold for you guys and what you'll need to get started. If you don't really know anything about affiliate marketing, I recommend watching the Affiliate Marketing 101 video that I made a few weeks ago because that will be the base for watching this next tutorial coming up tomorrow. With that being said, that is it from me for today, and if you've seen any of my videos, you pretty much know what I'm about to say right now because the live chat is going to go away in 3, 2, 1, and I will see you tomorrow in my next video. Bye!